Hi there and welcome to this video. So in the last video we have discussed about the concept of Tower of Hanoi. So now in this video we are going to explore that concept more. Okay. Firstly I am going to discuss with you that if there is a single disk, how we can make a transfer of a single disk from one tower to another tower. Okay. So this is a disk, this is a single disk in tower A. We are supposed to move this disk from tower A to tower C. Okay, I have written from A, I need to transfer this disk to C. Okay, so I'm going to, and this is an auxiliary rod or auxiliary tower. Why I'm saying this is an auxiliary tower? Because if we have more than one number of disks, then we are supposed to take help of this tower. Okay, but why I am drawing this rod or this tower in each and every case? Because if you have gone through my previous video, you must have seen in the definition we have written that in case of Tower of Hanoi, every time we are going to have 3 rods and we can have n number of discs. Okay, so whether there is one disc or there are n discs, every time I am going to have 3 rods with me or 3 towers with me. Maybe in this case, because I am dealing with one single disc, maybe I don't use this tower. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to move a disk from A to C. Simple. Why? Because here there is only one disk, so I'm not supposed to violate the rule, that is we can take out one disk from a tower at one time. Since there is only one disk, so we are going to make that transfer only. Okay, so we have followed all the rules of Tower of Hanoi problem, that is we have taken one disk at a time, we have taken the disk by following the stack principle, and we have not placed a larger disk on a smaller disk. Since there is only one single disk, so we are not using this auxiliary tower, that is B tower. Okay, now let's just have a look at the Tower of Hanoi problem. If there are more than one disk, that means if there are two disks. Okay, again I'm going to have 3 rods or 3 towers with me, so I have 2 disks, that is these are my 2 disks. Okay, that are placed on tower A. So I am supposed to move the disk from tower A to tower C, and I can make use of this tower B. Okay, that is why I have written in brackets in order to make it more clear to you that this A tower is holding the disk from where I need to make a transfer. This C tower is the target tower where we are going to put all the disk. Okay, and this B tower is an auxiliary tower with which we are making this transfer possible. Okay, so first of all, see, if I'll make this kind of transfer, if I'll do the transfer, I'll take out one disk from A and place it in C. Okay, this is the possibility I can see, right? And then what I'll do, I'll take again one disk from A and I'll place that on C. But this is violating the third rule of Tower of Hanoi problem. The third rule says I cannot place a larger disk on a smaller disk. But we are doing the same thing, which means we are violating the rule. So this is not possible. Okay, so that is why I need to make use of this auxiliary tower, that is B tower. Okay, so first rule is move a disk from A to B using C. So what I'm going to do, I'll take out a disk from A, but instead of placing it in the target tower, I'm going to place that on an auxiliary tower. That is, I am going to take a disk from A and I am going to place that in on B. Okay. Second is, I am going to move a disk from A to C. Now if you can just ignore this B tower, can you see, like, this is the previous case, that this is the case in which tower A is having only one disk. Okay, if tower A is having only one disk, what we did in the previous case, solution for the one disk, we just make a transfer of a disk from A to C. So we are supposed to make the same concept, same transfer here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll make a transfer from A to C. Once this has been done, now we notice that no, B tar is also holding some disk. Okay, and which one is the target tar? That is C tar. So I am supposed to place all the disk in C. Okay, so we are going to follow one more step, that is move a disk from B to C using A. So what I'm going to do, I'll move disk from B to C. Okay, so I'm going to make this transfer, that is from B to C, and ultimately this is the target tar. Okay, I have taken one disk at a time. Okay, I have taken the disk by following stack principle. Thirdly, I have not placed larger disk on a smaller disk. Okay, so we have followed all the rules of Tower of Hanoi problem in order to make this transfer possible. Okay, so in this case, if there is only one single disk, the auxiliary tar is not playing any role. Okay, but if there are more than one disk, then we are going to take use of this auxiliary tar. Okay, so this is the second example in which I have taken two disks. Okay, so now we are going to have a look at one more example in which we are going to transfer three disks from one tar to another tar. Okay, so let's just have a look at that. So here we are dealing with three number of disks. Okay, so again we have three tars, that is tar A, tar B and tar C. Tar A is our source tar, that is from where we are going to make the transfers. Tar C is the destination tar, that is where we are actually moving our disk. And tar B is the auxiliary tar, where or temporary tar with the help of which we are making that transfers. Okay. So in order to avoid the confusions, I have given the name to each and every disk. That is, we have three disks and I have named them as disk number 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so now my task is to move all the disks from A to C, from tar A to tar C. Okay, so first of all, as the rule says, I can take out only one disk at a time. So I am supposed to take this three disk number 3 from A. Okay, then I'll take out this disk number 2 from A. Now can you just imagine that previous case in which we were dealing with two number of disks? Okay, in order to make a transfer where we have two number of disks, we were making the use of that auxiliary tar. Okay, so I am not going to explain that case again here. Okay, so the step that I am going to write is move two disks from A to B using C. Okay, so we are going to follow the same rule. What the rule is actually, first of all, I'll transfer disk number 3 from A to C. Then I'll transfer disk number 2 from A to B. And then I'll transfer disk number 3 from C to B. Okay, so ultimately this is a recursive procedure. I am making transfers again and again. But since we have already discussed this in our previous solution where we were discussing about two number of disks, where we were discussing the transfer of two number of disks. So here I have not written that thing again. Okay, but if you have any doubt, you can just understand that first of all take out disk number 3 from A to C, then take out disk number 2 from A to B, and then again place that disk number 3 from C to B. Okay, since this is a recursive procedure, so that is why I have written this is a recursive procedure. So after following this recursive procedure, my tar number B would be having 2 and 3. Okay, why I am not doing this in A for C tar? I can do the same thing in the tar C, but since C is the target tar, so I cannot put the auxiliary result on that. Okay, this question can come in our mind, why we are doing this auxiliary, why we are keeping these results in tar B only, why not C? Because C is the destination or the targeted tar, so we cannot place our auxiliary results on that tar. Okay, next thing is, now see, again I am left only with one number of disk in tar A, This is the very first case where we are having only one disk. Okay, if I was having only one disk, the task was very simple. Move that one disk from A to C. There was nothing to do. Okay, so simply after doing this step, that is step number 2, I have transferred the disk from A tar to C tar. That was disk number 1. Okay, now your tar B is having 2 disks. Now I need to make that transfer again. How I'll do that transfer? Move 2 disks from B to C using A. Now I am going to make use of that A tar. That A tar will be acting as an auxiliary tar. How? First of all, I'll transfer the disk number 3 from B to A. Then I'll transfer disk number 2 from B to C. And then I'll again make a transfer for disk number 3 from A to C. So that is why again I have written that move 2 disks from B to C using A, and it is a recursive procedure. Why it is a recursion? Because I am doing the transfer again and again. Okay? Okay. Now how, if I want to generalize how I can do that? See, if I was having 3 number of disks, I was saying move 2 disks from A to B. That means if 3 disks, I was moving 2 disks. If there are n disks, how many transfer do I need to make? That is n minus 1. So after making all the third step, after making the recursive call of third step, my final result would be this. Okay. So finally, I have followed all the rules of tar of Hanoi problem, and I have transferred all the 3 disks from tar A to tar B. Okay. Now, if you have 4, if you have 5, if you have 10, 20, n number of disks, the number of steps are going to be same. Okay, but in the step number 1 and step number 3, there is a recursive call. Okay, so how many times that call would be made, that depend upon the number of disks you have. Okay, for example, here I was having 3 disks, so I was moving 2 disks. Okay, if I would have been 4 disks here, I was supposed to move 3 disks. So if there are n disks here, so I am supposed to move n minus 1 disk. Okay, with a recursive call. So here the steps are written. You just need to make a comparison between two. Okay, so if I have n disks, I am moving n minus 1 disk from A to B using C. The same thing that I have written here. A to B using C. Okay, the second step is move a disk from A to C. Here we are not making any recursive call, so we have written the same thing, move a disk from A to C. Okay, the third step is move 2 disks from B to C using A. Why I have written 2 disks? Because we have total of 3 disks. Okay, so if I have total of n disks, I am supposed to write move n minus 1 disk from B to C using A. Since this is a recursive call, so I am going to write down the same thing. Move n minus 1 disk from B to C using A. Okay, so what I am trying to tell you is that number of steps will remain same. If there are n number of disks, if there are 3, if there are 2 number of disks. Okay, suppose if I have only 2 number of disks, then this call would not have been a recursive call. Why? Because I was left with only 1 disk and I'll make that transfer only. Okay, but since I have n number of disks, so I need to make that recursive call again and again until and unless I am left only with 1 number of disks. Okay, so this is the generalized concept. The steps will remain same. I am again and again telling you the same thing. Okay, so in the next video, I'll be showing you this algorithm, this developed algorithm with the help of an example. Okay, we'll be doing that recursive calls and we'll be seeing that how those recursive calls were being made. Okay, and if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Okay, so let's just meet in the next video. Bye-bye.